you ever asked yourself how a classic film might look in 3D? Well, welcome to a series of videos we have planned where we ask just that, and we attempt to answer it. For today's video, we're going to look at the 1968 sci-fi masterpiece, 2001: A Space Odyssey from Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey is widely regarded as one of the most visually meticulous films ever made. Celebrated for its groundbreaking effects, precise composition, and hypnotic sense of scale, the film remains a benchmark for cinematic craftsmanship. But what might 2001 look like if it was carefully converted from 2D to 3D using modern stereoscopic techniques? Handled with sensitivity and restraint, a 2D to 3D conversion could enhance the film's already profound sense of space, depth and isolation, while preserving Kubrick's uncompromising visual intent. Unlike fast-cut action films, 2001: A Space Odyssey is defined by long takes, symmetrical framing and deliberate pacing. These qualities make it particularly well suited to stereoscopic depth, while there is ample time to luxuriate in the immersive 3D. In a 3D presentation, the vast emptiness of space surrounding the spacecraft, such as Discovery 1, could feel even more immense. The black void beyond the frame would stretch far into the distance, reinforcing the film's themes of insignificance and cosmic scale. Rather than pushing objects towards the audience, a respectful conversion would allow depth to recede gently into the screen. Kubrick's use of large-scale miniatures and in-camera effects is one of the film's defining technical achievements. These practical elements are ideal candidates for stereoscopic enhancement. In 3D, rotating spacecraft and docking sequences could gain a heightened sense of physicality. The famous Pan Am shuttle approaching the space station would appear more volumetric, with distinct layers separating the foreground, hull, mid-distance station structure, and distant stars. The added depth could reinforce the film's documentary-like realism rather than detract from it. Importantly, modern conversion techniques allow for precise depth sculpting that respects original lighting and contrast, avoiding the artificial cutout look associated with poor conversions. The film's interiors, particularly aboard Discovery 1, are exercises in controlled geometry. Long corridors, circular sets, and rigid symmetry define the visual language. In 3D, these spaces could benefit from measured depth continuity, subtly extending hallways and reinforcing the sensation of endless repetition. Scenes featuring the astronauts jogging around the centrifuge or floating in zero gravity could gain additional spatial clarity, making movement and orientation easier to perceive while maintaining Kubrick's famously precise blocking. The goal would not be spectacle, but spatial coherence, allowing viewers to feel the environment as a real navigable space. HAL 9000, the film's quietly menacing artificial intelligence, is represented primarily through static camera lenses and calm, emotionless framing. In 3D, HAL's iconic red eye could gain a subtle sense of dimensional placement within the frame, increasing its psychological presence without altering its minimalist design. By separating HAL from surrounding surfaces with restrained depth, a conversion could heighten the sense of surveillance and control, reinforcing the unease that defines the middle act of the film. Perhaps the most intriguing question is how 2001's legendary Stargate sequence might translate into 3D. This abstract experimental passage already challenges perception, and a conversion would require exceptional care. Rather than aggressive pop-out effects, a successful 3D approach would likely emphasize layer depth, light tunnels, and infinite recession, enhancing the sensation of traveling through space and consciousness. Used properly, stereoscopic depth could deepen the immersive, hypnotic quality of the sequence without overwhelming the viewer. Any discussion of converting 2001: A Space Odyssey to 3D must acknowledge Kubrick's absolute control over composition, framing, and audience experience. A hypothetical conversion would need to treat depth as an extension of the original cinematography, not a modern overlay. This means maintaining original shot composition, avoiding exaggerated stereo separation, preserving pacing and visual rhythm, using depth to support themes and not distract from them. When applied to this philosophy, 3D becomes a tool for immersion and contemplation, not novelty. "2001: A Space Odyssey" does not need 3D to be powerful, but imagining it through the lens of careful 2D to 3D conversion reveals how depth could quietly amplify its themes of isolation, evolution, and the infinite. When approached with reverence and technical precision, 3D has the potential to deepen, not redefine, Kubrick's vision. For audiences, it could offer a new way to feel the vastness of space and time. For filmmakers and studios, it serves as a reminder that the best 3D is often the kind you barely notice at all. This video is an independent production and is not affiliated with, endorsed by, or approved by any of the filmmakers, studios, or right holders mentioned here. All trademarks, film titles, and related materials remain the property of their respective owners. The materials shown here are provided for demonstration purposes only, and this content is not monetized.